Good evening. My name is Jim Connor. This is KMVT15, a show talking about tennis for everyone. There are two reasons why we're doing this show. The first reason is that approximately 15 years ago, I weighed 30 pounds more than I do today. And it became a lifestyle issue, became a health issue, became a quality of life issue, actually. And I did join a club that offered an exercise program. I was very fortunate that club had a couple of tennis courts. And within a relatively short period of time, as I got bored with the exercise, I decided to go out and take a couple lessons, actually a group lesson for 4 weeks. After taking that group lesson, I found that, I liked hitting a tennis ball better than I liked working on a Stairmaster. And I became somewhat active in tennis. And as I moved into tennis, I found it would be a fascinating sport that had tremendous depth, tremendous thought processing, had all kinds of opportunities that I never would have perceived. The second reason we're doing this show is because approximately 12 years ago, I moved to the Valley here. I lived in the East Bay for a number of years. And I had to start all over again with my social network, if you will. I really didn't know anybody who played tennis here. I didn't know the clubs. And I worked my way through it. I started out at Pil0t, and little by little, I got to know a few people and extended. But it took me a long time. Now, today, I know that you can get connected to the tennis facilities, the municipal and public tennis facilities in this area very quickly. We're going to have a couple cutaways that show that story, who the people are, how to get connected. Those are the two areas we're going to cover. I have two guests here tonight I'm very delighted to have. The first is Rodgers, who's the CEO of Square Hit Tennis, and Chris Samuel from the USTA Northern California Office for Tennis Services. Bo, could you say a few words about yourself?
Thanks, Jim. I'm a local kid, grew up in the Bay Area where tennis has been a great sport. I was a jock in high school and college, and afterwards was looking for something that really could be challenging. I loved golf and tennis. I actually took a look at all of the equipment that golfers use to improve their swings, and I couldn't find anything that tennis players used. So some friends of mine and I designed and developed some tennis training products, Square Hit Sports, Square Hit Tennis. Brad Gilbert became one of our spokesmen and did a nice job. And from that, I got to see how quickly people could improve. And I'll just leave everybody with this thought. Many tennis players, unfortunately, remain the same level for too long. But if they have some focus and are able to develop some strokes and do what you talked about, start playing competitively, they can take on a whole new realm of confidence, of enjoyment of the game, teach their kids, play competitively. So I strongly encourage folks to take some lessons, take a look at some of the training gear that will help them, and I think they'll have a great time with a lifetime sport.
Thank you. Great, Bo. Chris, could you talk a little bit about your role with the USTA?
I am the tennis service representative for Santa Clara County. There are 8 of us out there in the field for Northern California, and we work in partnership with schools, parks, clubs, any facility, teaching professionals, and youth organizations, adult organizations, really to just promote and develop the growth of tennis, specifically for me, obviously in Silicon Valley. And I really love my job. You have to, not only do I love tennis because of the health benefits, but there's the social part as well. And we've been doing a lot with programming and getting it out to serve people of all socioeconomic level.
Great.
In addition, not just to youth, but also to adults, because tennis is a sport you can play from age 5 all the way up into your 90s. I just met someone who said their father-in-law was 95 years old and still plays tennis.
That's
so
great.
That's pretty amazing.
That's great. We're going to go to a little clip here that's on the Sunnyvale Tennis Center. It's in Sunnyvale, California, at Los Palmas Park. Let's take a look, and I think you can get a sense of what the Sunnyvale Tennis Center offers.
Hi, my name is Michael Skadden. I'm the general manager here at the Sunnyvale Municipal Tennis Center, and we are a full-service public facility for tennis, and we're open year-round. We are the management company that runs the concessions here on behalf of the city. We have 16 courts. We're set in Las Palmas Park, which is a beautiful setting, and this facility has been around for about 36 years, and it really is one of the premier spots in the region and certainly the country as well. But this entire area has a very rich tennis background. There's fantastic facilities in Santa Clara, Cupertino, Mountain View, Los Altos, and here, of course. and we're just very lucky to have this resource available to us. The facility is open to the public, and anyone really can use the resource. There's a couple of ways that you can do that. You can visit us at lifetimetennis.com if you'd like to learn more, or you can contact the Sunnyvale Tennis Club at www.sunnyvaletennisclub.org, and they would also be able to provide you with a number of resources to be able to use the club.
One of the things I'd like to move on to are what I refer to as the 4 pillars of tennis, the 4 skill sets that you develop, which are the physical exercise, the collaboration, the analytical side of understanding how to play the game and what's the next best thing to do in a situation, and of course the social. It's really quite rare that you have this level of integration in a sport, that you have all these 4 areas that are available to you. You can focus on any one of them. Most of us start out in the physical side. It's a great exercise, but as we move into it, we start to understand the game better. We have to think about the game more often, have a strategy. We have to collaborate if we're playing on a team. And of course, at the end of every match, no matter how competitive it was and how close, you shake hands with your opponent or opponents, and you sort of have a water or a beer, and you have a little meal, and you move on. You get to know the tennis community. And it's a great way to develop friends that are high-quality friends over a number of years. So, Bo, what's your experience? How would you comment on these items?
Well, I think character is one of the things that I think of. If you take some young people starting to play tennis and a bad call is made, the other kid knows immediately that they got cheated. And there's an instant confrontation that a young person begins to accept and then finds a way to negotiate or discuss with their opponent, is that fair, is that right? I don't think of anything at a young age that can be such a good crucible to get young people to see, hey, I need to have honesty, I need to have integrity. Character is very, very important, and winning the right way is important. And it's self-educating. You don't need a lot of adults, you don't need a lot of people to do this. The game itself creates that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you find in your teaching, you do teach still, I think, do you find in teaching you use these, you bring out these skills?
Always. In fact, it's not only, and I really like to work with youth, it's an education process for both the player and also for their parents. Parents sometimes want to get a little too involved, and you have to back them off and let the players resolve it. Mm-hmm. And it's creating independence, conflict resolution. They know when to ask for help. Those type of things are good qualities that you want, life skills that they want when they develop into adults.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let's talk a little bit about this area right here in Mountain View. We have a very elaborate and extensive tennis center here in Mountain View. There's a clip on it. We're going to have John Tagasaki speak about the tennis center, and we'll put that up in a second and review the Mountain View Tennis Center.
Hi, my name is John Togasaki. I'm the general manager here at Mountain View Tennis. We operate all the tennis programming in the city of Mountain View. We also run the Cuesta Tennis Center, where we handle all the court reservations. We have a recreational program for adults and juniors. So for an adult who's looking for something, how to get involved with tennis over here at Cuesta Park, it kind of depends on what they're interested in. If they're just looking for pickup games, this is actually one of the best places in the area to pick up some games. We have a really good community, all different levels of players. We have a great hitting wall back over there. We have a whole series of classes for adults in our recreational program. For the juniors, we really have a lot of options. We have everything from 2.5-year-olds. We have a parent participation program called Tennis for Toddlers for 2.5 to 3.5. We've got a mini tennis program for 4 to 6-year-olds, and then we have our rally ball programs for 7-year-olds to about 11 years old.
You can call us at 650-967-5955.
That's a really informative video clip. I wish I'd known about Cuesta when I first moved here, because it's a great series of courts, great people over there. They have lessons, and I found it very, very helpful. But I'd like to go in this area this is Silicon Valley. And this is the heart of entrepreneurship in the world. And everybody's coming here trying to start a company. They're trying to build a team. They encounter setbacks, all types of adversity can happen to them, and I think that tennis is one of the perfect preparation processes, both pre that situation and during that situation. You work with a lot of startup companies. Could you offer your insights?
You know, I can. I see several companies and the stress is high, et cetera, but I can't think of anything that's more fun and aerobic than tennis. And it's a great release. Sometimes you can only work on a team problem or work on building your company so long and you need to get away. And where you could walk or ride a bike, nothing's as much fun as getting out and playing tennis with some friends. And I don't think there's any way you can keep the pressure of the office in your mind when you're out on the tennis court. It completely leaves, it comes out of your body, and it really refreshes you. So I think, and many of the young people now do think, it's a great way to get out, hour and a half, get a yogurt, back to the office, something like that, and you really are finding a good way to keep a balance in your life.
Yeah. When I played, I had a period of my life where it was very stressful and sort of an insolvent situation. I was running a company, which we got through. I found that playing tennis, and I usually did it at night, put me into a somewhat meditative state, incredibly enough. Even though it was a very active sport, I had to put all my concentration into staying in the game or in the match. And I reached this feeling of, not a euphoria, but a great deal of relaxation because things were going reasonably well and all the daily frustrations and problems issue had been put on my mind. And that relaxation left me really ready for a good night's sleep. I woke up refreshed in the morning, ready to go and tackle the world and get through one more day. And that was often my goal. I needed to get through one more day. So, very good. Let's do this for a minute. Let's go through the Los Altos Tennis Club video also, a clip on that. This is a very good club. I happen to reside in the town, and the people are great. They have a great deal of social activities. And let's put up Emily Thurber and see what she has to say.
Hi, I'm Emily Thurber. I'm the co-president of the Los Altos Tennis Club, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about what the club does. We have different programs. I think one of the most popular now is we have a women's Monday morning drop-in tennis program, and we have between 2 and 4 courts of doubles going. That's held at Cuesta Park. Goes for a couple hours, and it's been very popular. I think it's usually most of the people are about 3-0. There are a few 3-5s. Anyone is welcome. So, you know, if you're new to Los Altos or new to the club, the first thing you should do is go to the website, and you'll find lots of contact information for people who run the different programs there. It's very easy. It all starts with the website, and we're just delighted to talk to anyone and hook you up with us.
We're going to conclude with a couple thoughts here. The first is that we have a statistical graphic that we're going to put up on the screen that Chris is going to speak about regarding what happens to people who play tennis actively.
Well, actually, this report was done by the Zer0 Foundation, which was created to support young people with scholarships and grant funding to programs to help at-risk kids and people with disabilities. So they did this study on some high schoolers, and they played tennis, and it found out that 48%, which is almost half, have an A average. On top of that, 81% want to go to college, and just overall, it's taking them away from risky behaviors. That's the big thing. We're actually tennis is developing good characteristics in these students and making them good citizens, which is a great thing.
So now we have a lot of issues in our society here about low-income and disadvantaged neighborhoods. It would seem to me that tennis is one of the best things that could happen there.
It is. In fact, we've made lots of partnerships just recently with the East Valley YMCA to help kids who have never been exposed to tennis. Most of them are on free and reduced lunch program, I'd say 90%. And they're going to really enjoy having a physical activity to keep them from being obese.
Chris, thank you very much. My pleasure. Oh, I appreciate very much you coming in.
Happy to be here, Jim.
Thank you. Okay.
It's a good project.
Thanks.